My name is Vic. Much like this wedding, I'm gay, magical, difficult to explain to other Asian relatives. I've known Mike and Nathan for a few years now. Very happy because they're surrounded by all their friends and family, the most important day of their lives. But this assured that I could be able to full focus and really make me. Nathan's parents are here. Mike's parents are here. Mike, your dad looks exactly like you. With less gray hair somehow. From UK, Singapore, even Malaysia. It shows how far some people are willing to travel for a free meal. I'm told that the reason I was asked to host this evening's event was because I've known Mike and Nathan both probably the longest out of anyone here. That's really not flattering. Much use of that. At first, I thought I was being catfished into another intervention. Now, is in fact a wedding ceremony. But of course, this is about more than me. About Nathan and the love of his life. PlayStation 4. Nathan and Mike. I first met Mike and Nathan, or actually I first met Mike back in 2016 when I moved to Seattle. We met via our mutual friend, Jack. I was very happy to make a new friend in Seattle. I was coming out of depression after a really long job hunt, a shitty attitude. I just moved back from China. That's not why I had a shitty attitude. And I was also like a huge snob, still am, after being an expat for 4 years. Actually, in fact, until last week, I was considered by many to be the worst thing to ever be transmitted from mainland China. Mike, by being, just by virtue of being himself, thinking this might really help cheer me up, get me into a better place. It was really a ray of light, or a red envelope filled with rainbows. Small dumplings filled with meat. So as Mike and I bonded over our shared interests in alcohol and drag queen TV shows, it wasn't long before Mike mentioned that he was dating a 6'2" man of Midwestern Norwegian. We all listened with feigned interest. Of course, our assumption was that Nathan was not real. This went on for 3 or 4 months, and we were about to have a different kind of intervention with Mike. But then, of course, who shows up at my house for a cocktail party but a 6'2" man of Midwestern Norwegian ancestry named Nathan? That's when we knew he was real, and that we owed Mike a long list of apologies. We will eventually get to those. Nathan and I, it was a bit rocky at first, because we didn't have a lot in common right off the bat. He works at Planned Parenthood. I famously have very little to no knowledge of the female anatomy or how to protect it with access to affordable health care. But we learned we both grew up in the Midwest. As a result, we're also both on the same prescription medication, so we have a lot to talk about from that. And it's a friendship that has continued to grow and develop over time. I moved out of Seattle about 2 years ago to Los Angeles, but fortunately, Mike and Nathan were able to help me move. They were, real lifesavers then. I was able to bequeath most of my furniture to them. In fact, I gave them my bed and mattress because up until then, they had been sleeping, Mike, Nathan, their black lab Sasha, and their French bulldog, Frankie, on a full-size mattress, much like the door at the end of Titanic. My only regret is not having a photo of the 4 of them snuggled together on that mattress, because I think sending that to some of our conservative politicians would really help assure them that the apocalypse is indeed upon us. and as much as I make fun of Mike and Nathan, I do want to highlight these are both very successful people. They're both very successful professionals. Nathan, of course, works in marketing for Planned Parenthood. Mike works as an expert consultant in marine science and policy. And if you think that a same-sex wedding is progressive, you clearly don't know anything about Asian culture. Because I would say Mike's career is really what's progressive. I don't know, Mike, maybe your parents can relate, but when my parents grew up in India, there were 3 options of careers: doctor, engineer, disgrace to the family. Now, fortunately, their families obviously understand what they do and appreciate that both Mike and Nathan are really trying to make a difference in the world we live in. I'd really appreciate your advice, actually, in explaining my career of interior design to my grandmother, an illiterate woman who grew up in an Indian village, had her own wedding at the age of 12, and gave birth to 4 daughters in a house infested with venomous snakes. Oh, okay, well. The truth is not always funny. Fun side note, actually, my grandfather was away much of that time because he was unable to travel back to his village because of an ongoing armed conflict between India and a superpower to their right that I won't mention because I wouldn't want Mike's family to feel uncomfortable. Which I fear I have. Now, I realize that for many of you, myself included, might be the first same-sex wedding that you attended. And so I thought it would be really important to help dispel the myths you may have heard. The first is, why would anyone choose to marry a man? Now, this is a dicey one. Being gay is not a choice. I know this because Mike and Nathan are very bad at it. Putting aside the fact that we are actually at their gay wedding, fine, okay, I'll give you that one. Mike, he swims, as everyone knows, he swims for the gay swim team, the Orcas in Seattle. Not to be in the company of scantily clad men in Speedos, but so that he can get cheeseburgers both to and from practice without feeling as guilty. Nathan, some might say, is even worse. The 3 of us spent a month in Puerto Vallarta together last year. The first day, we went to the grocery store. We kind of all went in our different directions to get what we considered the essentials for our month in our Airbnb. Mike got a really, ironically, got a balanced, proportion of vegetables, produce, meat, things that one might actually need to survive for a month. I got 2 bottles of vodka and almond in case I was, peckish over the course of the month. Nathan comes to the register. Nathan, who tires easily, cannot survive in the sun. His essentials were a bag of white Wonder Bread and a jar of mayonnaise. Nathan doesn't speak Spanish, but that cry for help transcended all language. Okay, what are some other myths? So another one, who will carry whom over the threshold tonight when they get home? This is also a silly question. It's very obvious, I think. Nathan will jump into Mike's arms. Mike's spine will crumple. And Sasha and Frankie will finally be able to enjoy the Chinese Midwestern fusion feast they've been having. If you've been to P.F. Chang's, then you understand why that is so attractive. The last myth, will we be throwing rice? Of course not. Rice is a carbohydrate, and is therefore banned from this event. Instead, at the end of the ceremony, we'll be dimming the lights, we'll be firing up a disco ball and a smoke machine, and we will throw fistfuls of glitter and MDMA at the grooms.